The galaxy was vast, and though it thrummed with the tension of countless conflicts, Earth had carved out a unique reputation as a steadfast beacon of peace and humanitarian aid. Far from the relentless battles between rival alien factions and political coalitions, Earth's forces were often seen as neutral peacekeepers, especially its medics. These healers weren't just soldiers, they were symbols of hope, sent to war zones not to fight but to save lives regardless of species or allegiance. In this fragile calm, Earth's medical corps had recently been deployed to a planet on the outer rim of known space. The world, Viridios 4, had become a battlefield between two alien factions locked in a bitter war for control of its rich mineral resources. Though Earth had no stake in the conflict, the planet's innocent civilians and wounded fighters needed help desperately. Earth's medics arrived in sleek, advanced ships, unarmed but protected by diplomatic immunity and universal respect for their mission. Among these medics was Captain Leora Venn, a veteran field doctor known for her calm demeanor and unparalleled skills. Alongside her were specialists from varied backgrounds, a stoic combat nurse named Jalen, a young tech-savvy biologist called Emery, and a seasoned logistician, Commander Ral Tamar, who coordinated Earth's humanitarian efforts. Together, they represented humanity's promise to the galaxy, that even in war, mercy must prevail. Viridios 4 was harsh, torn by devastation and shadowed by constant danger, but Earth's medics moved swiftly, setting up field hospitals near conflict zones, treating soldiers and civilians alike with their cutting-edge medical tech and relentless compassion. They worked alongside local allies and some mercenaries hired by both sides who respected Earth's neutrality. This cooperation wasn't just about saving lives, it was a demonstration of Earth's influence and its commitment to galactic peace. Meanwhile, in the dark corners of the galaxy, those who opposed Earth's growing moral and political clout watched with unease. The two warring factions saw Earth's presence as interference, a threat to their ambitions. Their leaders convened in shadowed chambers, whispering bitterly about Earth's meddling. Plans were laid to disrupt and intimidate Earth's medics, to undermine their influence and send a message that no faction was beyond harm. Yet, on the surface, nothing seemed amiss. The medics continued their rounds, healing wounds and bridging divides. Soldiers from different species tentatively shook hands after treatments. Old hatred softened, if only for a moment, by shared pain and human compassion. Earth's commanders sent regular updates home, proud of their team's progress and hopeful for a lasting peace. This delicate balance, however, was a fragile illusion. The aliens plotting against Earth knew that attacking soldiers was one thing, but attacking medics, who represented the sanctity of life, was a galaxy-wide taboo. To violate this unspoken law would be to invite wrath beyond any previous conflict, and yet, desperation and fear drove them to consider the unthinkable. The stage was set. The galaxy watched, unaware that this quiet mission of mercy was about to shatter the peace and ignite a firestorm of fury from Earth unlike any seen before. The attack on the medics would not only test humanity's strength but redefine its place among the stars. The calm on Viridios 4 was shattered without warning. Under the veil of night, a deadly strike descended on Earth's medical units, a violation so shocking it shook the entire galaxy. The alien factions that had long resented Earth's humanitarian presence chose to break every law and tradition by targeting the unarmed medics directly. It began with coordinated ambushes on multiple field hospitals scattered across the planet's war-torn surface. Cloaked fighters trained in stealth and ruthless tactics infiltrated the camps with terrifying precision. These attackers carried no mercy, viewing Earth's medics as obstacles to their domination and as symbols of an unwanted interference that must be eradicated. Captain Leora Venn's field hospital was one of the first to fall under assault. Despite their peaceful mission, the medics were forced into a desperate fight for survival. With only light defensive weaponry meant for self-protection, they struggled to hold their ground as explosions rocked their tents and triage centers. The chaos was brutal. Wounded soldiers and innocent civilians caught in the crossfire, screams echoing through the night and smoke thickening the air. The attack wasn't just physical, it was psychological. The enemy sought to break the spirit of Earth's forces by kidnapping medics, torturing them for information, or making brutal examples of them in public. The news of captured medics spread like wildfire, fueling outrage and despair back on Earth. Among the chaos, Jalen, the combat nurse, showed fierce determination, shielding the wounded and coordinating evacuation efforts under fire. Emery's technical skills became crucial in re-establishing communications and salvaging vital medical supplies. Commander Raul Tomar orchestrated a strategic withdrawal to minimize casualties, but not all could escape. The casualties were staggering. Many medics lost their lives and several were taken prisoner. The sacred trust the galaxy had placed in Earth's humanitarian mission had been shattered. For the first time in history, Earth's medics, once untouchable, were targeted with lethal intent. Back on Earth, the shock was immediate and profound. Military and political leaders convened emergency sessions. The attack wasn't just a breach of galactic law, it was a declaration of war. President Kalen Morvain, addressing the United Galactic Council, condemned the assault with fiery rhetoric. To strike at those who heal is to strike at the very soul of civilization. Earth will respond, not with mercy but with fury. Humanity's response was swift and unequivocal. The attack galvanized Earth's military and civilian population alike, uniting them with a singular purpose: justice for the fallen and protection for those still in harm's way. Propaganda and media outlets broadcast the stories of bravery and sacrifice, stirring deep-rooted pride and resolve across Earth's continents. The alien factions responsible underestimated one thing: humanity's capacity for wrath when pushed beyond endurance. Earth had endured countless conflicts but had never faced a betrayal this profound. Now every scientist, soldier, and citizen was mobilized for the coming storm. But more than anger and retaliation, Earth's leadership sought to send a message to the galaxy. This wasn't about revenge alone. It was about protecting a universal principle that medics, the healers of war, must remain inviolate. Earth vowed to hold the aggressors accountable and to ensure that such a violation would never be repeated. As Earth prepared to unleash its might, alliances formed and old rivalries blurred. Many species, outraged by the unprecedented attack, pledged support to Earth's cause. The stage was set for a conflict that would not only decide the fate of Viridios IV, but would reshape the balance of power in the galaxy forever. The medics' blood had been spilled. Now Earth's fury would be unleashed. The unprovoked attack on Earth's medics had ignited a firestorm of outrage and determination back home. What began as a mission of mercy had now become a rallying cry for humanity. Earth's leaders recognized that this was not just a battlefield skirmish. It was a profound breach of galactic law and a direct challenge to human resolve. The attack demanded a swift and overwhelming response. Within hours, Earth's global command centers sprang to life. Military generals, scientific advisors, and political leaders convened in secure war rooms, poring over intelligence reports and footage from Viridios IV. The brutality of the assault fueled a unanimous decision. Earth would mobilize an elite task force that would not only seek justice but ensure that such atrocities would never be attempted again. This task force was unique, a blend of humanity's best warriors, strategists, and cutting-edge technologists. It was a fusion of military might and scientific ingenuity, designed to exploit humanity's greatest strength: adaptability. Scientists worked tirelessly alongside weapons engineers, developing new armor, advanced energy weapons, and enhanced communication networks. The goal was clear: to create a force capable of striking quickly and decisively, while minimizing collateral damage and protecting innocents. Captain Leora Venn, though still recovering from the trauma of the attack, was summoned to advise on medical support for the upcoming campaign. Her presence underscored Earth's commitment to preserving life even in the face of vengeance. She insisted that medics would be fully integrated into combat units, equipped with better protection and rapid evacuation capabilities. Meanwhile, Earth's military command announced the creation of a new strike group, dubbed the Fury Vanguard. This elite unit comprised seasoned veterans, special operators and tacticians who had trained for years to counter threats far beyond Earth's atmosphere. They were equipped with prototype suits that enhanced strength and reflexes, drones for battlefield reconnaissance and AI-driven targeting systems. The Fury Vanguard represented the pinnacle of human ingenuity and determination. But this mobilization wasn't just about Earth alone. As news of the attack spread, many alien species who respected Earth's honor and its humanitarian mission stepped forward. Some had long suffered under the shadow of the very factions that struck the medics. Their alliances were tentative but driven by shared outrage. This coalition of diverse species brought additional forces, resources, and strategic knowledge to Earth's side. Training camps buzzed with activity. Human soldiers drilled relentlessly, learning to operate new technologies and master coordinated tactics. Emphasis was placed on swift strikes, adaptability, and using the terrain to their advantage, traits that had historically given humans an edge in galactic conflicts. Commanders pushed their teams hard, knowing the coming battles would test every ounce of their resolve. The media on Earth amplified the message of unity and determination. Documentaries highlighting the bravery of the medics and soldiers inspired millions. Social platforms buzzed with calls to support the troops and stand firm against the aggressors. It became more than a military operation. It was a movement that united Earth's population with a fierce pride and unshakable resolve. At the same time, diplomats worked feverishly to strengthen the coalition's political foundation, ensuring that when Earth's forces struck, they would do so with the backing of a united galactic front. The attack on medics had blurred old rivalries, creating a rare moment of consensus against a common enemy. As preparations neared completion, there was no illusion that the road ahead would be easy. The enemy was entrenched and brutal, but Earth's response was clear. They would fight with precision, honor, and unmatched fury. Humanity was no longer just a neutral healer in the galaxy. They were a force awakened, ready to reclaim their dignity and protect the sanctity of life at any cost. The Fury Vanguard stood ready. Earth was poised to strike back, and the galaxy would never forget. The moment Earth had prepared for had arrived. The Fury Vanguard, Earth's elite strike force, launched its inaugural offensive against the alien factions that had dared to violate the sacred laws of war by attacking the medics. The operation was codenamed Shock and Awe, a testament to its intent to deliver a rapid, overwhelming blow that would cripple the enemy's ability to continue their aggression and send a clear message throughout the galaxy. From their orbital command ships, Earth's commanders watched as fleets of sleek, heavily armed vessels descended toward the key enemy strongholds scattered across Viridios 4 and neighboring systems. The Fury Vanguard was equipped with the latest advancements: enhanced exosuits that amplified human strength and reflexes, drones equipped with advanced AI to scout and provide real-time battlefield data, and energy weapons far superior to those used by the alien factions. The initial assaults were surgical. Earth's forces struck simultaneously at supply depots, communication arrays, and command centers. These targets were carefully chosen to dismantle the enemy's capacity to coordinate and resupply their troops. Using precise orbital bombardments, combined with swift ground assaults, the Fury Vanguard disrupted the enemy's lines before they could mount an effective defense. What caught the aliens most off guard was not just Earth's technology, but the human soldiers' tactics. Years of fighting on hostile and varied worlds had honed humans into adaptable warriors. Instead of brute force alone, Earth soldiers used guerrilla-style tactics, quick strikes, rapid redeployments, and intelligent use of terrain. They anticipated enemy movements, set traps, and exploited weaknesses in ways the alien factions had never expected from humanity. Captain Leora Venn, though still overseeing medical teams, found herself on the front lines, coordinating emergency care and triage under fire. The medics were no longer helpless victims but integral parts of the combat units, moving alongside soldiers to save lives amid the chaos. Their presence boosted morale and underscored Earth's commitment to minimizing casualties, even in war. Earth's forces dismantled enemy infrastructure. The alien factions scrambled to respond, but their command systems were fragmented, and their troops unprepared for such coordinated strikes. The initial shock was devastating, with many enemy soldiers surrendering or retreating in disarray. However, the alien commanders were not defeated yet. They quickly regrouped, preparing a fierce counterattack aimed at crushing Earth's forward operating bases. Intelligence reports warned of massive troop movements and the arrival of reinforcements from distant systems. In one tense battle near the mountainous region of Viridios IV, Earth's forces held their ground against overwhelming numbers. The Fury Vanguard's innovative defensive tactics, combined with human resilience and cutting-edge technology, turned what seemed like a certain defeat into a stalwart defense. Using energy shields, coordinated drone support, and rapid medical evacuation, Earth's soldiers inflicted heavy losses on the attackers. Throughout these engagements, Earth broadcast carefully crafted messages to the galaxy, displaying their precision strikes, highlighting their commitment to protect the innocent and warning enemies of the consequences of attacking medics. The galaxy took notice. Allies rallied behind Earth's cause, while many factions reconsidered their stance on the conflict. Despite the success, Earth's commanders knew this was just the beginning. The alien factions, bruised but not broken, were preparing deeper, more dangerous offensives. The Fury Vanguard had demonstrated humanity's strength and resolve, but the path ahead would be grueling. As the first wave of battle subsided, Earth's forces consolidated their gains and prepared for what was coming. The medics they fought, so hard to protect, now symbolized Earth's indomitable spirit, wounded but unyielding, ready to heal and fight side by side. The galaxy had witnessed Earth's power unleashed. The shock and awe were real, and the message was clear. Humanity was no longer the passive healer of the cosmos, but a fierce warrior that would not tolerate attacks on its own. The first clash was won, but the war was far from over. The initial battles had shaken the alien factions but had not broken their resolve. With their forces regrouping and mounting counterattacks, it became clear to Earth's commanders that brute force alone would not secure victory. The war required something more. The full ingenuity and adaptability humanity was famous for. As the Fury Vanguard entrenched its positions across Viridios IV and nearby systems, Earth's scientists and engineers worked round the clock, pushing the limits of technology to give their forces an edge. Advanced drone swarms were deployed for reconnaissance and precision strikes, and human soldiers received experimental exosuits with enhanced agility and strength, allowing them to maneuver in hostile terrain with unprecedented speed. But the true turning point came from an unexpected source: the medics themselves. Captain Leora Venn and her team, who had survived the brutal attack on the medical units, proposed innovations that went beyond traditional battlefield medicine. They integrated bio-nanotechnology into the field kits, allowing rapid tissue regeneration and accelerated healing. These advancements meant injured soldiers could be stabilized quickly and returned to battle far faster than the enemy expected. Moreover, the medics developed new tactics that blurred the lines between healing and combat. Mobile medical units were equipped with defensive weaponry and cloaking devices, enabling them to move undetected and treat the wounded under fire. These mobile units became lifelines on the battlefield, dramatically improving morale and reducing fatality rates. Human creativity extended to strategy as well. Unlike the alien factions bound by rigid hierarchies and traditional warfare doctrines, Earth's commanders embraced flexible tactics and decentralized command structures. Small teams operated autonomously, adapting to dynamic combat conditions and exploiting weaknesses in real time. This guerrilla warfare approach confused enemy commanders, who struggled to anticipate the unpredictable maneuvers of Earth's forces. In one daring operation, Earth's forces used a combination of stealth drones and electronic warfare to infiltrate and disrupt the enemy's communications network. This move isolated enemy units, forcing them into disarray and allowing Earth's troops to pick them off in detail. The psychological impact was profound. The alien factions realized they were no longer facing a conventional military, but a fluid and intelligent force. The turning tide was also marked by shifting alliances. Observing Earth's growing power and the brutal reprisals against those who attacked the medics, several neutral species and smaller factions pledged support. These new allies brought unique technologies and invaluable battlefield experience, swelling the ranks of the coalition and broadening the scope of the conflict. On the ground, Earth's soldiers forged bonds with these alien allies, learning to combine their strengths in innovative ways. Joint operations showcased humanity's ability to adapt and lead, blending diverse tactics into a cohesive offensive force. This unity sent a powerful message across the galaxy. Earth was not alone, and any threat to its honor would be met with united resistance. Despite the mounting victories, Earth's commanders remained vigilant. The enemy still controlled critical territories and had access to formidable resources. Intelligence reports warned of looming new weapons and desperate last stands. The war's final phases promised to be the most brutal, but the advantage had clearly shifted. Earth's fusion of human ingenuity, advanced technology, and unwavering resolve had broken the enemy's momentum. The Fury Vanguard was no longer reacting. They were dictating the terms of battle. Captain Leora Venn, leading mobile medical teams on the front lines, embodied this new era. Her team's resilience and innovation inspired the troops, proving that even in the darkest hours, humanity's spirit and creativity could overcome any obstacle. As the conflict edged closer to its climax, Earth stood ready, not just to defend its medics, but to secure lasting peace and respect across the galaxy. The tide had turned. Humanity's fury was tempered by brilliance, and the enemy would soon feel the full force of a civilization that refused to be broken. The conflict had reached its climax. After months of relentless battles, the Fury Vanguard and its allied forces had steadily dismantled the alien factions responsible for the attack on Earth's medics. But the final confrontation, the ultimate test of humanity's strength, ingenuity, and resolve, was about to begin. The enemy, desperate and cornered, had consolidated their remaining forces in a heavily fortified stronghold on Viridio's Fees, harshest terrain, a sprawling fortress complex carved into the jagged mountains, surrounded by deadly defenses and treacherous landscapes. It was a last stand, a fortress designed to inflict maximum casualties on any attacker. Earth's commanders knew a direct assault would be costly. Instead, they devised a multifaceted plan combining all they had learned throughout the war: superior technology, tactical innovation, and unyielding human spirit. The assault began under the cover of a massive electromagnetic pulse, EMP, blast, disabling the enemy's electronic defenses and communications. This was the opening act of a carefully coordinated strike. Stealth drones infiltrated the fortress, planting charges and disrupting supply lines while human commando teams slipped through hidden passages, neutralizing key enemy commanders. Meanwhile, the main forces advanced, supported by orbital bombardments, precisely targeted to minimize collateral damage while tearing through outer defenses. Earth soldiers, enhanced by advanced exosuits and supported by mobile medical units, moved with speed and determination, facing relentless resistance but maintaining their momentum. Captain Leora Venn's medics played a pivotal role in the chaos. Their mobile units were constantly on the move, treating the wounded under fire and evacuating them to safer zones. Their presence was a beacon of hope and resilience, inspiring troops to push forward even when odds seemed grim. Throughout the battle, Earth's forces demonstrated unparalleled coordination. Drones provided continuous intelligence, AI systems optimized battlefield strategies in real time, and small squads executed swift surgical strikes against enemy positions. The alien defenders, though fierce, were overwhelmed by the relentless pace and precision of the assault. The turning point came during a fierce engagement deep inside the fortress's core. Enemy commanders, desperate to turn the tide, unleashed experimental weapons, energy cannons capable of devastating wide areas. But Earth's forces countered with adaptive shielding technologies and rapid maneuvers, neutralizing these weapons and pushing deeper into the fortress. In the final hours, the enemy's morale broke. Many surrendered, unwilling to face the overwhelming force of humanity's fury. The last pockets of resistance were crushed and the fortress fell. Victory was hard won and came at a cost. Many brave soldiers and medics had fallen, But their sacrifice had saved countless lives and secured justice for the attack on Earth's medics. In the aftermath, Earth's leaders issued a message to the galaxy. The sanctity of healers would be fiercely protected, and any violation of that sacred trust would unleash humanity's full wrath. The battle had redefined humanity's place in the cosmos, not just as healers or diplomats, but as formidable warriors united by an unbreakable code of honor. The allied species celebrated alongside humans, recognizing the courage and determination that had turned the tide. New alliances were forged, and the galactic balance of power shifted, with Earth emerging stronger and more respected than ever. The Fury Vanguard was disbanded but remembered as a symbol of unity, resilience, and the indomitable human spirit. They attacked our medics, now Earth unleashes fury, was no longer just a rallying cry, it was a legacy,